Welcome to our exploration of the Fall of Dhaka, a pivotal event that led to the creation of Bangladesh from what was once East Pakistan. General Yahya Khan, the then president of Pakistan, was a central figure. His policies and military strategies significantly influenced the political landscape. The 1971 election was a critical event, with General Yahya's policies setting the stage for the political tensions that followed. Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, the leader of the Pakistan People's Party, played a crucial role in the unfolding events. His actions and decisions were pivotal in shaping the political dynamics. Despite winning the election, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was not selected as prime minister, a decision that further escalated tensions. Public sentiment and mass movements also significantly influenced the course of history, as people took to the streets to voice their demands and grievances. Military actions and strategic decisions were pivotal in the conflict, with both sides engaging in intense and often brutal confrontations. The international community watched closely, with global media covering the events extensively, bringing the conflict to the world's attention. The human cost of the conflict was immense, with countless people displaced and lives disrupted. Efforts to negotiate peace and find a resolution were ongoing, though often fraught with challenges and setbacks. The signing of the Instrument of Surrender marked a significant turning point, officially ending the conflict and leading to the creation of Bangladesh. The birth of Bangladesh was met with celebrations and a sense of hope for a new beginning, despite the challenges that lay ahead. Post-independence, Dhaka underwent significant transformation, reflecting the resilience and determination of its people. Turning our focus to the political turmoil, it's crucial to understand the backdrop of discontent that fueled the separation. Based on the findings of the Hamoodur Rahman Commission Report, we see a landscape of political dissatisfaction that contributed to the eventual downfall. General Yahya Khan's policies played a significant role in exacerbating the political discord, while Zulfikar Ali Bhutto's ambitions further fueled the discontent. Political leaders delivered impassioned speeches, rallying their supporters and calling for change. Behind the scenes, negotiations and meetings were held in attempts to resolve the growing tensions. The streets of Dhaka and other cities were often scenes of unrest, with protests and demonstrations becoming a common sight. Many political activists and leaders were detained, further fueling the discontent and resistance. The election results were significantly influenced by these political maneuvers, shaping the course of events. International diplomatic efforts were also in play, as global powers sought to mediate and influence the situation. Political debates and public forums provided platforms for discussing the pressing issues and seeking solutions. Economic inequality also played a fundamental role in the division. The disparities between East and West Pakistan were stark, with the East feeling economically marginalized. This economic struggle is well documented in the Hamoodur Rahman Commission Report. General Yahya Khan's policies further strained the economy, exacerbating the existing disparities. Economic activities in East Pakistan were often overshadowed by those in the West, leading to feelings of neglect and frustration. The industrial and agricultural sectors in the East faced numerous challenges, further highlighting the economic divide. Economic protests and strikes became a common occurrence, as people demanded better opportunities and fair treatment. Zulfikar Ali Bhutto's promises of economic reform and equitable development resonated with the electorate, offering hope for change. Discussions around economic policies were heated, with differing views on how to address the disparities and promote growth. Economic reforms and initiatives were proposed to bridge the gap and foster equitable development. Mujibur Rahman emerged as a pivotal figure in the political landscape of East Pakistan. His leadership and vision for an autonomous East Pakistan resonated deeply with the Bengali population. Mujib's six-point movement became the cornerstone of his political agenda, demanding greater autonomy and rights for East Pakistan. His influence galvanized the masses, leading to widespread protests and demonstrations in support of his cause. In the 1970 general elections, Mujib's party, the Awami League, won a landslide victory in East Pakistan, securing a majority in the National Assembly. However, the refusal of the West Pakistani leadership to transfer power to Mujibur Rahman intensified political tensions. Despite his efforts to negotiate a peaceful resolution, the deadlock persisted, leading to further unrest. The military crackdown in East Pakistan, ordered by the central government, marked a turning point in the struggle for autonomy. Mujibur Rahman's arrest in March 1971 was a significant event, symbolizing the suppression of the Bengali leadership. His imprisonment fueled the liberation war as the people of East Pakistan fought for their independence. Mujibur Rahman's vision and leadership were instrumental in the eventual declaration of independence for Bangladesh. Upon his release, Mujibur Rahman returned to a newly independent Bangladesh, hailed as the father of the nation. As the conflict escalated, military actions intensified, often leading to severe human rights violations. Both sides of the conflict were accused of atrocities that shocked the global community. General Yahya Khan's military strategies were aggressive, aiming to suppress the uprising with overwhelming force. Zulfikar Ali Bhutto played a significant role in these actions, supporting the military's approach to maintain control. Human rights organizations documented numerous violations, bringing attention to the plight of those affected by the conflict. War crimes trials and tribunals were held to hold those responsible accountable for their actions. Survivors of the conflict shared their harrowing experiences, providing first-hand accounts of the atrocities committed. The international community reacted with condemnation, calling for justice and accountability for the human rights violations. Humanitarian aid and relief efforts were mobilized to support the affected populations and address the immediate needs of those impacted by the conflict. The treatment of women during the conflict was particularly harrowing. Reports of violence, exploitation, and abuse were widespread, highlighting the gender-specific impacts of the war. General Yahya Khan's policies during the conflict exacerbated the suffering of women. His regime's actions led to widespread atrocities and systemic abuse. Zulfikar Ali Bhutto's role in addressing these issues was complex. While he made some efforts to bring attention to the plight of women, his political maneuvers often overshadowed genuine attempts at justice. Mujibur Rahman, a pivotal figure during the conflict, played a significant role in shaping the events. His leadership and actions had a profound impact on the people and the outcome of the war. Mujib's advocacy for the rights of the Bengali people and his push for autonomy were central to the conflict. His efforts to highlight the injustices faced by his people garnered both national and international attention. Survivors shared their stories, shedding light on the brutal realities they endured and the long-term impacts on their lives. Efforts to support and rehabilitate affected women were initiated, though the road to recovery was long and challenging. International advocacy and support played a crucial role in bringing attention to the plight of women and pushing for justice and reparations. Women's empowerment initiatives were launched to help survivors rebuild their lives and gain independence. International influence played a pivotal role in shaping the course of the conflict. Various countries provided support to different factions, complicating the situation further and extending the duration of the war. General Yahya Khan and Zulfikar Ali Bhutto actively engaged with international powers, seeking support and legitimacy for their respective positions. Diplomatic efforts by global powers sought to mediate and influence the outcome of the conflict, often aligning with the interests of either Yahya Khan or Bhutto. The international media played a significant role in shaping public perception and bringing global attention to the conflict, impacting the strategies of both leaders. Protests and solidarity movements around the world called for an end to the violence and support for the affected populations, pressuring both Yahya Khan and Bhutto. Peace talks and agreements were brokered with the involvement of international actors, though achieving lasting peace proved challenging due to the conflicting interests of Yahya Khan and Bhutto. International sanctions and pressure were applied to influence the actions of the conflicting parties, including Yahya Khan and Bhutto, pushing for a resolution. In the aftermath of the conflict, the roles of key figures such as General Yahya Khan, Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, and Sheikh Mujibur Rahman were pivotal. Despite winning the election, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was not selected as prime minister due to political maneuvering and power struggles. General Yahya Khan's decision to delay the transfer of power and Zulfikar Ali Bhutto's refusal to accept Mujibur Rahman's leadership led to widespread unrest and ultimately the secession of East Pakistan. The conflict resulted in immense challenges for the region, including rebuilding and reconciliation efforts that continue to this day. Rebuilding efforts and development projects were initiated to restore infrastructure and support the affected communities. Reconciliation and peace-building initiatives aim to heal the wounds of the past and foster a sense of unity and cooperation. Political and social reforms were implemented to address the root causes of the conflict and promote stability and growth. Cultural and educational programs played a vital role in promoting understanding and bridging divides. International support and collaboration were crucial in the rebuilding process, providing resources and expertise to aid in recovery. Despite the progress made, ongoing challenges remain, and the journey towards a peaceful and prosperous future continues. Commemorations and memorials serve as reminders of the past, honoring those who suffered and ensuring that the lessons learned are not forgotten. The vibrant and resilient spirit of the people of Bangladesh stands as a testament to their strength and determination to build a better future. Future development plans and visions aim to continue the progress and build a brighter future for the generations to come. Pause 2S. One of the most pivotal moments in the conflict was the surrender of the Pakistan Army to the Indian Army on December 16, 1971. This moment not only marked the end of the Bangladesh Liberation War, but also symbolized a significant shift in the regional power dynamics. The Indian Armed Forces, under the command of General Sam Manekshaw, played a crucial role in this situation. India's intervention was driven by a combination of humanitarian concerns over the atrocities committed in East Pakistan and geopolitical interests in the region. Pause 2S. The India-Pakistan War during this period was a complex and multifaceted conflict. It began with rising tensions and cross-border skirmishes, eventually escalating into a full-scale war. India provided support to the Mukti Bahini, the Bangladeshi guerrilla resistance movement, and launched a coordinated military campaign against West Pakistani forces in December 1971. The Indian military's strategic operations, combined with the local resistance, led to the rapid collapse of the Pakistani military presence in East Pakistan. Pause 2S. Key battles during the war, such as the Battle of Hilli and the Battle of Garibpur, showcased the strategic prowess of the Indian military. On the afternoon of December 16, 1971, Lieutenant General A.A.K. Niazi of the Pakistan Army signed the Instrument of Surrender at the Racecourse Garden in Dhaka, in the presence of Lieutenant General Jagjeet Singh Arora of the Indian Army. This act effectively ended the conflict and led to the creation of Bangladesh as an independent nation. The surrender was a moment of immense significance, symbolizing the end of a brutal conflict and the birth of a new nation. Pause 2S. India's role in the war was both lauded and criticized internationally. While many praised India for its decisive action and support for the liberation of Bangladesh, others viewed it as an interventionist move. Regardless, India's involvement was instrumental in bringing about a swift end to the conflict and in shaping the future of South Asia. Pause 2S. The war and the subsequent surrender left a lasting impact on the region, altering the political and social landscape of South Asia. The emergence of Bangladesh as an independent country reshaped regional alliances and set the stage for future geopolitical developments. Pause 2S. The surrender ceremony and India's role in the conflict are remembered as key events in the history of the subcontinent, underscoring the complex interplay of military strategy, international diplomacy, and the enduring quest for self-determination. Pause 2S. As we reflect on these events, it is crucial to acknowledge the sacrifices made by countless individuals and the profound impact this period had on the lives of millions. The legacy of the war continues to influence the region, reminding us of the importance of striving for peace, justice, and reconciliation.